So, you're thinking about making a move here in the greater Oklahoma City area? It seems like everyone, your neighbor, your cousin, the guy at the coffee shop, has an opinion, right? Well, let's cut through all that noise. In the next few minutes, we're going to look at what the actual data says about the OKC housing market so you can feel confident about your next step. Look, we all know Oklahoma City is an amazing place to call home, but trying to figure out the real estate market, that can feel a little confusing. Should you sell right now? Is this a good time to buy? Let's just get straight to the facts and figure out what's really happening out there.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And we're about to answer it. We're going to break down the latest numbers, give you a super clear picture of what the market looks like right now. No confusing jargon, I promise, just the straightforward facts.
Okay, first things first, let's get a quick pulse of the market. These are the big, need-to-know numbers that kind of tell us the overall story of the OKC housing scene. The median home in OKC sold for $265,000. Now that's up 2% from last year, which tells us one really important thing. Home values are still climbing. That's great news for homeowners. So how fast are homes actually selling? Well, the typical home went from for sale to sold in just 42 days. Yeah, that's a little slower than last year, but let's be real, that's still moving pretty darn fast. It shows the market is definitely active. Now for what might just be the most important number of all, 3.7 months. This is something we call months of supply. And trust me, it's the key to understanding who really has the upper hand in today's market, buyers or sellers. So what does that actually mean? Well, here's a simple way to think about it. If not a single new house went up for sale starting tomorrow, we'd sell out of every single home on the market in just under 4 months. Anything less than 5 months is what we call a seller's market. So at 3.7, sellers definitely still have the advantage. So if it's a seller's market, selling should be a piece of cake, right? Just stick a sign in the yard and wait for the offers to roll in? Well, not so fast. For sellers right now, having the right strategy from day one is absolutely everything. Okay, lean in because this is the #1 secret to a successful sale. It all comes down to the price you set on the very first day. You get it right, and you're headed for a smooth, profitable sale. But if you get it wrong, you could be in for a long and frustrating ride. To really see how much of a difference this makes, let's look at a tale of two homes. Think of it like a choose-your-own adventure for home selling. One was priced right from the start, and the other, well, they decided to test the market. The results are like night and day. Okay, just look at this. The difference is staggering. The homes priced correctly, gone in just 13 days, and they sold for 100% of their asking price. Bam. The overpriced homes, on the other hand, sat there for over 3 months, 100 days, and ended up selling for less than 93% of what they originally asked. The lesson here is crystal clear. Overpricing your home costs you both time and money. So why does this happen? It's really all about buyer psychology. See, a brand new listing gets tons of excitement and attention. But when a house just sits there week after week, buyers start to get suspicious. They think, what's wrong with that one? And when they do make an offer, you can bet it's going to be a low one. And believe me, this isn't some rare mistake. It's happening all the time. Nearly half of all homes sold last quarter needed a price drop before they could sell. That's a whole lot of sellers who probably walked away with less money than they could have, just because they didn't get the price right from the start. Okay, so what does all this mean for you buyers out there? Does a seller's market mean you're totally out of luck? No way, absolutely not. In fact, for smart buyers, there's some pretty amazing opportunities hiding in plain sight. For buyers, the key is to be strategic. All those overpriced homes we were just talking about, they eventually become your golden opportunity. Those are the homes where you'll find more room to negotiate and where sellers are often way more willing to help you out with your closing costs. We call those seller concessions. And just how much help are we talking about? The typical seller who gave concessions contributed $6,250 towards the buyer's closing costs. That is a lot of money you get to keep in your pocket just by finding the right opportunity. All right, we have looked at the overall market, we've talked strategy for sellers, and we've uncovered opportunities for buyers. So now let's wrap this all up with one final simple takeaway to help you on your journey. It all boils down to this. For sellers, pricing your home correctly from day one is the absolute key to a fast sale for the most money. And for buyers, those homes that have been sitting on the market for a little while, they are your golden ticket to a great deal. In this market, a smart strategy is your superpower. The data doesn't lie. Success in the Oklahoma City real estate market is all about having the right strategy. whether you're buying or selling. So as you think about what's next for you, the only question left is, what's your winning strategy going to be?